Today we are checking all our 5 hives to see if they are a successful colony and going to be good. We're going to check to make sure the queen was taken out. So we're on Dakota's hive first.
Sorry about that, people. That's nasty.
This is good. So there are bees on here. There's bees flying.
There are bees in the hive. I can see that.
So what we're looking for, what are we looking for, Coda, again?
We're looking for in here to see if they accepted her, which it is empty.
Let's see that.
That could be a good sign.
Let's see.
It has a small bee in it right now, but.
So that's what we were. Turn it. That's what we were having our queen in. And so you're going to check for eggs in her hive?
Yes. Why did I choose a really dark frame to look on? The darker the frame, the harder it's going to be to find it. So I see cap brood, but that could just be the brood that I already had in here. So, and I don't see her. I know it's supposed to be dotted, but I don't see a dotted queen.
So you'll check on another frame, right?
Yes, I will. Let me check this out one more time. Yep, no dotted queen. But because I could have missed her, I'm still going to put this one back in here. Normally, if it wasn't a brood frame, I'd put it to the side.
And why is that? Why wouldn't you put a brood frame to the side?
Because it could easily have the queen and I just missed her. This one, they're still trying to fill out, so that I can move to the side.
Okay.
That's still heavy. Okay, good. Alrighty, so they're starting to fill the frames out more. That's good.
And what was that frame that you said, ooh, that's heavy, that's good?
That's the frame, the big frame of food that I put in there. They put more food in it, so I just made it heavier.
Okay, so it's a food frame.
Yep, it's a food frame. And food frames are meant to be heavier. This is a food frame. That's just a food frame right there.
Okay. And why do you check every frame?
Because you never really know where the queen's really going to be. You would expect to find her on a brood frame, but chances are she might not always be there. And, oh, if they just do that, just gently knock them off. Or they just go do it again.
Could the queen be right there?
She could be, but I don't see her. She's red. She's dotted.
What does dotted mean?
It means that on her back, the top of her has either a different color on her, which could be green, red, blue. It could mean any of those. Okay, so I do have some eggs. I found them right here.
Can we see?
Yes.
Let's show the camera if we can. Where are the eggs?
Up here. They're tiny, tiny white dots.
I'm not sure if the camera can see them. Oh, yep, we can. So those tiny white dots in there. That green dot right there on that bee, that is the queen. So they'll try to hide her. So Coda's got an orange queen with not many stripes on her. But that green dot, So she is marked with the green dot, and that's the queen. And that's good to find her because now we know all these bees have accepted her. And this hive is going to be a good hive, hopefully. Right?
I'm gonna put her back where I found her, and yes. It still all really depends on genetics and stuff. You wouldn't normally expect to find her way down here, but that's all right. I'm just glad to know that I have her. Now I'm gonna hold these frames as close as I can together so they don't do no awkward patterns.
Okay. And then this hive is done?
Yep, we're done with this hive.
Okay. So this hive has its queen. They accepted her, and that's a good hive, hopefully.
Okay, guys. So this was my very first original hive. When I first... Ooh, I like the kind of that. See? That's good.
As I can tell, there's a huge difference from her other hive, but her other hive is fairly new. This one has been around for about a year now. You'd say a year?
And this is year 2 for him, so yeah.
So this is a good sign after a split.
Okay, so they don't seem real aggressive. They have been the longest without any queen than any of my other hives. So, because they were trying to make their own.
And so now this is when we'll look for their new queen, hopefully?
Yes, this is. Okay, so this is just an empty frame. So because it is an empty frame, I'm just going to move it over here. I love the smell of fresh wax. That smell is just wonderful. This is 100% food.
Let's take a close-up on the food frame.
Now these girls, if they were to get stingy, I would be more to understand them than if it was one of my other hives. This one just yet.
So this hive is really flighty, which isn't always a good thing, but they don't seem stingy. And as soon as we find, so this is what you do not want in a hive. You don't want this. They're starting to get a little stingy. And so they're probably really angry and mad. So we would not want this in a typical hive, right? Would we? No, we wouldn't. And we're going to check a different one.
Hi,
Hi,
it's
we're
the
the
Hive
Hive
Honeys. We just wanted to go over and explain a little bit from that last video. We made some mistakes, we know where we messed up, and we wanted to just give you all little tips on what to do and what not to do when you're in a situation like that.
Yes, and the first mistake that we actually made was our smoker was not lit good enough. We should have got it going a lot better where the smoke, you could actually see the smoke coming out in white puffs.
And we should have brought our supplies back there in case it went out, which we did not do.
Yes, that we should have, because then we had to come up front, and that was not a smart idea. The third thing that we messed up with was that once the bees started getting everywhere and in the air, and you could really tell that they weren't being too nice to us and being temperamental, we should have just walked away, shut it and walk away, and we did not.
Another thing we messed up on was it was an overcast day, and it probably was not the best day to get into that box, or any of them for the matter.
So today was a little bit of a learning experience, telling us what we need to do better next time, and also giving us an idea of how to address that hive now. And that hive, it is still a really, really good hive. This was the first time it's actually happened like this, and it's probably because there was an overcast like we've already mentioned, and because they are currently queenless. That was my original hive, and the original queen from that hive, I moved her. So they are currently queenless, in the process of making their new queen, which she has not emerged or hatched yet.
The second hive we were in is awaiting her queen to hatch. So for that reason, they were spicy, and we had to postpone doing our other hives because of her spicy hive. So we didn't affect the other hives and make them all mad and have just a huge mad bunch of bees. So we will get back soon with another video. Thank you and bye.
Yes, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.